My name is Matthew Heinzelman, and I am the curator for rare books and manuscripts at the Hill Museum and Manuscript Library and the curator for the Austria-Germany Study Center. The book you see in front of you is actually one of my favorite books because it's a bit of a mystery, and it's one that I've wondered about for a long time. It is a book that I know was printed in the early 16th century, and it has a binding that comes very much from that time, so this may have been bound about the time that it was printed. But the confusion with this book is that this is what is called a planarium, and the only information that we had about it was from a note handwritten in the front of the book, and you see that note right here, because what happened is that the title page has disappeared from the book. And most likely the title page was taken out because it had a beautiful engraving on the front and on the back for the title and an engraving of the crucifixion on the back. And in the back of the book, where often there's more information about it, the last page is also missing. So we had a book that had some simple information, but not all of the information we needed. And one of the things that it told us, it says that it was printed in the year 1514 by a man named Adam Petrie. The problem is that he printed several editions of this book, about 5 or 6 editions, and it was very difficult to find out if this is really the edition from 1514, as they said. And so this was one of those areas where it was very helpful to be able to use the internet to look for pictures of these things, because as I found pictures of the 1514 edition, and the layout of the page here looked completely different, even including this initial here, which has a little angel's face underneath the A. That was a completely different letter, so I knew it wasn't the same book. And only recently was I able to find other pictures of other editions of the book, some of which had this initial and looked very much like this. One of them I thought was probably exactly the one I wanted, but then I looked at this one line, and you found that that one line on the other copy was justified left and right, so that it covered the whole line, and this one you see is only justified to the right, which meant that some of the text was different. It was done differently. I did finally decide that this is from 1518, so made 500 years ago, and that it actually matches the 1518 edition at the Bavarian State Library. So this is one of our favorite books because this is one of the books that we now have learned some of its mystery. We've been able to identify what it is.